Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Hi, everyone. All right. I don't know which side is bad. This side is the good side. Yes. Oh, yes. This is the good side. I guess. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Hello, everyone. How are you today? And welcome to another uh, psychic reading on celebrity predicted it outcome. And this one is going to be on Monique. So Monique's been really quiet for a while, right? And happily happy to see that she repaired some of her relationships and got some real good money back for her conflict with Netflix, I think it was. Don't quote me. But I know that she got paid, right? Which was good. She got paid for her aggravation, which is good, right? We want to see that, right? And she's been real quiet for a while, right? And then this movie, The Reading, came out, right? Now, I've been tagged in this movie. Is it on Amazon? I'm not quite where it's on. If it's on Amazon, I don't have a relationship with Amazon, so I will not be able to see the movie, which is fine with me. I did see bits and pieces of it. Um, let me see something. But I don't necessarily. It's on BET. I don't think I have BET either. Is BET paired up with any other big ones? What's on BET? I don't have BET, I don't think. But in any case, I did see the trailer. Um, and it's a scary movie, right? It's a regular old scary movie that has to do something with a psychic reader and something goes haywire and if my understanding people start to die, right? Now you guys know that that's a sci-fi movie, that's a scary movie. That's not necessarily truth, right? I don't know what the movie's about. I think it's about a psychic reader. Hi, Kenneth. And then somehow the psychic readers, reading begins to kill people. I don't know. I think it's hilarious because I do this for a living. And it's like, how would you like to be a doctor? And every movie that comes out is about how you kill patients, doctor. How would you like that? That's how I feel about The Reading. I wasn't going to do a review on it, right? And the reason why I wasn't going to do a review on it is because I didn't want to give Monique attention because I assumed I wouldn't like it. Yes, I said I would. I assumed I wouldn't like it. So I wasn't going to do a reading on it to give her attention, right? Well, here comes Sherry Shepherd, Wendy Williams' replacement, and Whitney. These two have a talk show, I believe, on YouTube anyway, where they just talk The whole time Sherry was going after the Wendy Williams show, there were things that were developing, and she would talk publicly with her sis Whitney. And it seemed to be a working format, so they kept it going, right? And that's cool, right? And so now you're going to see more of Whitney and, Sherry just talking about anything, right? They are two comedians. So what you would expect from two comedians is to have a comedic twist to it. That's hilarious, right? You don't expect for a comedian to say something and then you go ham on him. Although I have been finding lately that comedians are having their Uranus and Taurus, their industry is being attacked because a lot of people don't think they're funny. Look at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, please don't come for me. I get your comedic edge, but I do understand people complaints about some of your comedic edge, especially in LGBT community. Like you just, it's like I get you, and then it's like, wait, did you go overboard? Because was that too much? And sometimes, Dave, you could be too much. And so when people complain, if you notice, I don't say anything. I'm like, well, I'm not LGBTQ AI. I don't know what that feels like. So I've got to listen to the complaint and maybe see if Dave will give some balance to it. And most times he doesn't balance it. Most times he smacks them right back with the same shit. That's hilarious, right? And maybe that's the way things should be handled, Monique. There's a comedic edge to you that you could balance off comedically, but you refuse to do that. You and Daddy, the two of you start having a conversation and something goes on behind closed doors and the two of you idiots start getting mad. I mean, what goes on behind? Like, you need to, how could you have been friends with her? Like, she is terrible. How's she going to talk about, like, what happens that changes? Oh, I'm a daddy. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to, what you say, Daddy? I'm going to repeat that. It's like too much. And then she's like, if you want to meet with me and Daddy, nobody talked about Daddy. What is Daddy's name? Nobody talked about him. If Monique wants to meet with Sherry and Whitney, that would be different. But you got Daddy like a bodyguard, child. Like, it's not all about Daddy. For you, it is. For everyone else, it just isn't. I think if you're going to have a smart ass mouth, Monique, if you're really going to have a smart ass mouth and you're really going to stand on your loins, I think you could meet with them without Daddy. I think Daddy is your third leg. I think you can't do anything without Daddy. Am I right or am I wrong? Monique only sees the negative in anything. Nothing Sherry said was false, except that they proved the point. She does argue with everyone, but thank God she is like coming around the table and has this comeback with this movie, The Reading. It would have went over my head, to be honest with you. It would have went completely over my head. I would have been like, yeah, that's true. At least she's making a comeback. That's what I would have said in my living room. I would have been like, you guys are so right. I don't even think I would have typed in anything at the time. You know what I mean? Like, where was Monique so insulted? Sydney Hicks is Daddy. Thank you, Tiffany. I was like, first of all, if you're going to have a grown woman's conversation, you're going to chastise grown-ass women, don't call your husband daddy. Like, you looking real stupid right now. Don't call your husband daddy. What if they don't know daddy's name? They know you. What if they don't know daddy? And how are they supposed to respond? Hey, Monique, got your IG message where you argued with me. But yeah, can you, Monique, and your daddy meet with us? What kind of answer was that? She's crazy. I don't think this is the Lee Daniels movie. I don't think so. Is it? Can somebody check if The Reading is Lee Daniels' movie? Doesn't sound like something Lee Daniels would do. This, to me, it looked like one of those don't pay me too much money readings. Just get me back in the game and let me act my ass off. And then the Lee Daniels movie will come after this. That's the way I see it. This is the Lee Daniels movie? This is the Lee Daniels movie? Oh, Monique. I'm wondering if this was his way of getting back at you. I wonder if it was his way of making you fail, because you know how Black folks feel about this kind of stuff. We still got a lot of church folks out there. I wonder if this was his way of watching you fail. Just just a curious question. Hold on. Somebody's jamming something. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, so good. Yes, okay. Daddy. Where was the promo? There weren't any. There was no promo. Thank you. Thank you, Big King Chicks. There was no promo. What do you mean, where was the promo? Star the Hood Witch. Hi, sweetie. There was no promo. There was nothing. I'm wondering if the joke is on Monique and maybe her anger is once again back at Lee Daniels. Maybe this was a joke. Maybe the joke's on her and she just figured it out. And now she's mad because she went and did this stupid movie. You know, guys, I gotta tell you, if we can have more psychic movies where it's fun and mystical and enjoyable and all that good stuff, if we could put out Black movies about psychics and mediums and really have fun at people appearing and disappearing or whatever they do, can we do something different rather than make it like, I love Ghost. Why do you think Whoopi Goldberg became famous after that movie? Because it was based on comedic timing. It looked low budget. It looked like a Tubi production. You know, I refuse to watch Tubi. I refuse to let Tubi do me this way. Oh, one more. I refuse to let Tubi take me down. It sounds like it's a plot against Monique. It really does. And maybe the plot worked. Maybe they got her to argue with people again off of this stupid movie. I just don't think she shouldn't have done it. I mean, I cannot say too much. I did not see the movie. I do not have a BET, or do I? I don't want to pay for. I think I have to pay for BET. Do you have to pay for BET? I think I have to pay for it. I'm not paying for shit. I'm not paying for anything I used to get for free. BET Plus. I'm not paying for BET Plus. Follows Emma around as she writes a book in order to cope. First of all, what? Uh, why couldn't the name be like Makisha or Maisha? Why we get a name like Emma? It wasn't. This wasn't made for black people. I don't think so. Is the author black? It wasn't made for black people. This was a movie that was made and then whatever. Yeah, Lee Daniels and Monique team up for an instant classic. It's a classic? Check out The Reading. Oh, it's a classic? Is Reading old? An instant classic? Let's look at the summary of the movie. A summary of how The Reading ended. Oh, and whether a prequel or sequel is possible? Why? Why would you sequel something where people actually died? How does that work? Emma was formerly married to a man named Matthew and had a teenage daughter named Kendall and a 5-year-old son named Kyren. Okay, at least we get some black names with the children. Originally, we're given the impression that a home invasion led to the death of her entire family. And Emma lost a finger after she was viciously beaten. Monique, this wasn't a revenge movie by Lee Daniels. Come on, my sweetie. How did she say it? My sweetheart. How did she say it? Luckily, despite her injury, she survived and even wrote a book about the tale. However, after Emma's sister in law, Ashley, sets her up to meet Sky, and Sky reveals she knows too much, including potentially the truth, Emma switches things up. Emma goes from someone who seemingly has a speech impediment and issues walking to running like a linebacker and speaking as clear as day. But Emma goes from someone who has a speech impediment. I think this movie was a joke on Monique. And issues walking to running like a linebacker and speaking as clear as day. It's a character, Emma, that Monique plays. But what do you expect from someone who snapped upon learning her husband was about to lose all of their monies? Because the truth is, do you guys want to know the story? Do you want to know? I don't want to spoil it for you. I just spoiled it for myself, but I don't have to spoil it for you. Do you want to know the end of the movie? Let me know while I pray. Please, God, talk to me. Talk to me about Monique. Please allow me to see anything and everything that you would like for me to see. Monique is your child. She is your love. She is your beloved. Please, Father God, authorize me to see and say what you would like for me to say and see. I love you. You mean I pray? This movie was a joke. This movie was a joke on Monique. Because the truth is, only one person said yes. Because the truth is, Emma. Wait, let's go back a little bit. Emma switches thing out up. Emma goes from someone who, yes, say it. I will not see it. Okay, Emma goes from someone who seemingly has a speech impediment, and she has issues walking, to running like a linebacker and speaking clear as day. The speech impediment clear it up. But what do you expect from someone who snapped upon learning her husband was about to lose all their money? Because the truth is, Emma killed her husband, suffocated her daughter, and drowned her son in the tub. So with Sky likely catching on to the truth, what originally was supposed to be a fodder for Emma potentially writing a second book becomes the second massacre to happen in the house. Emma, who has the best security a person can buy, locks down all the doors and windows, grabs a gun and knife, and goes hunting. For if there is one thing she refuses to let happen, it is for all the work she did to maintain her lifestyle, sounds exactly like Monique, to go to waste because of her sister-in-law and some kids. How did it end? Things end with Emma almost succeeding in killing everyone, including Sky's friend and Ashley. However, Sky is able to get a hold of Emma's gun, and with the bullet, Emma dropped Sky's, loads the gun, thus ending her reign in terror. But while there was a point we were given the impression Emma was simply crazy, right? That might be the simplified version. From what Emma tells, she didn't want kids. Oh my God. She had them because Matthew wanted them, hence why she decided to take the kids out because it wasn't enough to kill the husband. That would make her a single parent. So she wanted to be a single parent. So she sent the kids with the husband. Now that is one way of looking at why things went down here. The alternative is the potential. Oh, the alternative is the potential of a demon or evil spirit. The possibility exists because ultimately it does appear Sky has psychic gifts and did warn Greg that there have come points during their cons she has almost been touched by spirit. Oh my God. So one could submit with there already being something strange about the lead-in household beyond the limited cell signal. A dark presence was there and inhabited Emmett. No, you can be crazy without the evil spirits, guys. You can be born crazy. That ain't got nothing to do with evil spirits. Sometimes you born that way. Ritual being cased on Monique. It sounds so confusing, Vid Game Checks. It really, let me pull you guys closer. It sounds so confusing. Yes, I will not see it. Yes, none of us will see it. No ritual being cased on Monique. Listen, nobody who is truly spiritual should waste their. Listen, there are certain things you don't let in your house, right? Like, I will never watch The Exorcist in my house, ever. I will never watch The Reading in my house. Because this sounds crazy. It just sounds crazy. All right. Actually, it totally sounds perfect for Monique. Now, do I like the shows? Do I like shows like The Ghost Whisperer? Yes. I love those kind of shows. And who's that one that looks like America, but her name isn't America? She has a new show coming out tonight on Hulu. Not Dead Yet, something like that. What's her name? She looks like America, but she's not America. But she can be very annoying, actually. She can be very annoying. I think she's one of those that doesn't know if she's Spanish or not Spanish, or does she have black in her. She's kind of weird. Dead to Me. Wait, is that the name of it? But I do like Dead to Me cast. That's another show. Oh yeah, Dead to Me is really good. But one of the best friends, she's a crier, and I can't stand crying. Um, Let me go to Hulu. It's coming on tonight. It looks really good. Hulu Dead. I just know the word dead is in it. Yeah, yeah. Hulu. Wait. Hulu Dead to Me. Oh, I forget the name of it. But it's on Hulu. This Dead to Me is on Netflix. What's that other girl's name that looks like America, but she really isn't America? She played Mother Mary. They both look alike. It's one of these, the industry. Once they have one, then they find another one that look, and then now we're all confused. You guys don't know who I'm talking about? In any case. And then CBS streaming has a series called Ghosts that's in its third season because it's that good. So I like those kind of shows. I like shows about ghosts that have comedic edges, right? Like, let's not be all serious about the other world. Like, if you're serious, you're going to drive yourself crazy. Ghost is hilarious, right? It's the funniest show ever. Yeah. All right. I'm going to do a reading on Monique, not asking if she's crazy. Gina Rodriguez. Yes. Gina Rodriguez. Thank you, Joseph. Yes. Gina Rod Rodriguez. Hulu. Wait. Hulu. All right. I'm going to put Hulu show. Not dead yet. Coming out tonight. So comedically fun. You got to support any spiritual movie that is fun, engaging, silly. So she sees dead people. It's hilarious. It's really good. They go to work with her and everything. It's really hilarious. Support those kind of movies. We all know Lee Daniels enough that this movie, The Reading, was probably a revenge role. And Monique didn't even pick up on it because she's not that smart. That's why you got to get a reading, Monique. I would have been like, yeah, don't do it. You got $20 million from Netflix. From Netflix at this point on, you want to make sure that you are Stella, you are queen, you are standing upright. I don't know if a scary movie that turns out to be you're the killer and that you killed your children. Like, to be honest with you, I actually couldn't look at Monique after Precious. It was too hard on my spirit. Precious was heavy for me. Heavy. Heavy. Y'all know I've never talked about Precious. Heavy. I think they were trying to recreate another Precious for her and hope that her career would tank. All right. In any case, what was the question? I forget now. All right. Repressed emotions, healing, reflection. Again, I do believe with this card that Monique is unraveling, not necessarily in the brain, but I do believe there's something about this role. She expected some backlash and she was ready for the backlash. It did not matter who the backlash came from. I get fertility, creativity, destiny's magical blessings. I hope that you learned something from this movie, and I hope you can get the lighter side of the spiritual world, right? Monique, sometimes you do movies like this and spirits start walking into your house, sweetie pie. Yes, they do. Sometimes you shake up the system and spirits start having real conversations with you. If they start having real conversations with you, Monique, call me. It's not that you're crazy. You might have opened a door to a portal. Okay? A message of love. Monique just wants to be loved. That's the truth. She just wants to be liked. She wants to be loved. Something about wisdom or studying the occult is going to come out of this, I think. I do get firm foundations. Cards look pretty good. I get awareness. I think she's going to study something. Of course, she's going to twist it around to make it look like she invented tarot cards, but I think she's going to study something. I really do. There's something here about being intrigued by this movie. I think that there's going to be conversations around her house, including with daddy, admitting that, yeah, he has these experiences. And I feel like she's going to be like, we should investigate that more. And I feel like she's going to come out and act like she invented tarot cards. She's on 50 Cent movie BMF. What's BMF, sweetie? I don't know what that is. All right. Maybe that's why I do see her on firm foundations. What's BMF? There's going to be new learning here. I just think it's going to be new learning. It could be new learning in the occult, or this is called Moonlight Goddess. So it might be new learning in maybe African goddesses, which, by the way, would be the same thing. Just because you call it an African goddess doesn't mean it doesn't come from the same place of spirit. What's BMF, Tiffany? I get the Empress card, so she's actually happy with herself. And I chose this deck because she's all woman, and like, so why not? I get the Knight of Cups. I do think that she got, compliments on this movie, albeit false compliments, just to make her think. I get the Six of Pentacles. I think she was paid decently, not paid a lot. Oh, BMF is the name of the series? What's it about? Something with guns? Because 50 Cent always has something with guns. I get a King of Cups here that's going to be in her past. Some male is going to be in her past. I wonder if it's surprising. Okay, gotcha. I got you guys back. Black Mafia family. All right, whatever. See, I told you. If it's 50 cents, it has something to do with guns, right? It's 50 cents. It's who he is. No creativity there either. I get the Two of Swords. I get the Hermit card. Monique. You know, it looks good technically. And then I get the Two of Swords, which means you are trying to stay perfectly balanced. Then I get the Hermit card, which means there's something that you're not going to like and you're going to decide to get quiet, or somebody's going to make you quiet for a minute. But I get the Ten of Swords. You know where your problem is, Monique? Your problem is in your brain. You have a problem with your brain. Hi, Sunny Days. That's your biggest problem. You think it, you say it. Because the brain falls inside my head, right? In my mind, right? I get the Two of Pentacles. I feel like this is how people are going to feel about you. I think there's going to be a group of people that love you and a group of people that just can't tolerate you anymore. I don't think that's what you want. I think you want all or nothing. I think if you decide that everyone doesn't like you, you're okay with that. I think if everyone loves you, you're elated with that. But you're always going to get this 50-50 thing, right? I get the Ace of Pentacles, right? Somebody's giving her money. And I get a Knight of Pentacles. She's going to be working again. There's another project after this that's probably already in the works. So I get that you're cocky right now. You're cocky like Nene Leakes, right? It's like those are the type of women that I think you should fear because they're not helpful women to the peoples. They're not helpful. They're probably the most unkind women you could ever meet up with, and yet you want to be proud of them for fighting and winning. Like you want to be able to say, I believe in you. I'm so glad that you won, except that they would say, why were you surprised I won? Right? And it's be like, no, ma'am, no, well, what should I say? What you should say is nothing. And it's like, well, okay, I didn't expect that to go that way, right? That's, is Monique a Sagittarius? Is, is Monique a Sagittarius? I hate to talk about you Sagittarians, but an unhealthy Sagittarian is the worst. A Sagittarian with a mental issue is the worst. She's a Sag. Got it. Got it. She's a Sag. So is Nene, right? And they're old school Sag. They're old school. So these are women that were not raised by healthy mothers and then pushed out in the street as grown women, beaten down intellectually, physically by their mothers. They're just trying to show up and fight their mothers. These are not evolved women. Monique is a Scorpio? Give me complete sentences. I really thought she was a Sag. Yes, Sunny Days. I know plenty of unhealthy Sagittarius women. They can be the absolute worst, but only if they have not evolved. If Sagittarians that have the worst childhoods, this is men or women, by the way, that have the worst childhoods don't recover well. Mo is a Sag, thank you. They don't recover well. Remember, this is the only sign half human, half animal. What do you deal with that when you're half of a human being and half of an animal? When you show up unhealthy, you're the bad part of the animal, right? The shadow part is that half of the animal that doesn't even want to be the ass. Notice the half part is the ass. All right. And they don't like to be looking like asses, not Sagittarians. That's why they can be so brutal, right? The one thing a Sagittarian has is a mouth, but everybody's not trying to come for a Sagittarian, but they can't take telling. Hi, Destiny. Hi. They can't take telling. And when they can't take telling, they are brutal. So it's not about having a competition because when someone has to fight all their life, they got it ready. The arsenal is in the back of their head. They're ready for you, period. That's not a good thing. That just means you know how to annihilate someone because someone annihilated you when you were defenseless. That's all that means. And you've had to practice inside your brain, right? Because this is the brain, the mind. You've had to practice inside your brain how to stop this, how to ever stop anyone from coming for you ever again. But but she does have mental illness. I'm getting a reason because I asked the cards. I get the Sun card, this lighting. I get the Four of Swords, which represents mental illness, and I get the Fool card. And the Fool card is that person that constantly thinks you're coming for them. So, but if I want to point this out, and this is very important, I know Sagittarians, spiritual when I say spirituality is an evolution. It never ends, right? You're always growing. You're always learning. You're always learning to discipline your actions, your mouth. You know, spiritual Sagittarians are not the same. I really need to point that out. Those that are trying to figure out how to be at their best, not the same. But that goes for every sign, right? People think Leos are brutal, right? But a spiritual Leo person isn't brutal. The only problem with Leos is that we'll watch you hurt us over and over. We'll watch you. We'll be like, oh, well, was that a sting? Did somebody just sting me? Did you just sting me? Oh, no, no, sweetie, I didn't. But you said something about my clothes. Oh, girl, that's a joke. Oh, it's a joke? Oh, 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 I don't know if I like jokes like that, but okay, haha, it's funny. And then let that person do it again. And then now we go, oh, that's not a sting. That was deliberate. And once the sting comes a couple of times, we're still quiet. We're still not coming for you. But now we're observing. Because trust and believe, everybody does and says some dumb shit. Trust and believe. And once we observe you, you got one last thing. Maybe two at best. But usually when we're at the point of observing you, you got one last thing. And when you make that sting again because you think I'm gullible or you think I'm stupid or you think I'm some sucker that you could just play games with, run. That's not a Sagittarius that's unhealthy. A Sagittarius that's unhealthy gets the sting and vomits immediately. Like you don't even get a chance to say, I did not mean that. Like Sherry and Whitney cannot take their words back now. Neither one of them can say, I did not mean that. Like, once again, you took it out of content. We're actually saying you have so many problems and yet you're always the comeback queen. That's what they were really saying. But Monique doesn't like anything. And I think it's daddy. I think daddy's crazy too. And daddy, when you have somebody with you and maybe you don't see it the same way, but then daddy goes, they just insulted you. And you're like, what did they insulted me? Who says this? Who talks like this about you? I thought you were friends with them. They are my friends, daddy. What are you talking about? What do you mean they insulted me? And now you got to get mad verbally because daddy taught you to use your mouth and look like a jackass. Yeah. Your problem is daddy. All right. Are we good here? I totally agree. Sonny, tell me. You agree with me. This is not okay. Something's wrong here. And it starts with mental illness. All right. She's crazy. She's crazy. All right. What can we do? I agree as well. He gives me odd vibes. You know that guy that controls that woman. We used to have him back in the day, right? Back in the day, they showed up like a damn pimp. And the joke would be like, her pimp, it don't have to be a pimp, right? It's not that, it's the joke. It'd be like, her pimp ain't gonna let her go. And you're like, is daddy gonna let you go? Daddy don't tell me what to do. When we vacationing? Next month on the 15th? I'm there. I'm there. Next phone call is, daddy does not feel I should be going, and I'm going to listen to daddy because daddy be right. And he tells me the plane's going to drop from the sky or something's going to happen in the Bahamas. I'm not going. Oh, okay, Monique. We're going to miss you? Okay, sweetie. Because daddy be controlling everything. Hi, Tiff Braxton. Hi. All right, daddy. Ugh. Do you know in my lifetime I've never called a man I fucked daddy? Ever? What does that look like? Like I had a dad. Maybe I had a dad. If I call my man daddy, I'm not thinking about my dad. Like it's weird. He always gave me controlling vibes. I know. Text her, says Fit Game Chicks 213-458-7408. Thank you guys. Also, my candles are out. Where are my candles? Oh, my candles are out. I love my candles. Oh my god, they smell so good. This is the summer Valentine summer candle. And they come with one green. This is the green one. How pretty are the candles? And they come with a blue one. Get a good blue one here. It's a blue one. All right. So get your candles. Go to TraceyBrownLive.com. Let's get the final outcome. And thank you guys for letting me do this reading. I have book club tonight. I'm going to take my shower and get ready for book club. Oh, thank you, Vic King Chicks. Never will I call a man daddy. Never. Never will I call a man daddy. And I want to advise all you youngins out there, don't do that. Don't call your man daddy. It's weird. It's incestuous, actually. So what is that he needs from her? It's incestuous. Like you really need to ask, what the hell? Why does he need to be called daddy? Just saying. So pretty. Oh, my candles. Thank you, Destiny. Thank you so much. Okay, let's check this out. It is upside down Baker. Upside down Baker. Dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. Who depends upon who? Let's be clear about that. Does he depend upon her? But does he turn it around to make it look like he's not dependent upon her? You know you got men out there like that. Is he dependent upon her? Weirdo. Where's the book? Upside down beggar. Uh, 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 Upside down beggar. Shadow beggar, it's called. Manifest as chronic dependence. Doesn't it sound like a husband? Herbert family. Hi, Tracy. Hello, everyone. I would never call my husband daddy. Never do that. Hi, B Red is flavored. Calling your man daddy makes me cringe. Listen, let's all do it together, right? Imagine fucking your man, right? And you're like, daddy, daddy, ew, ew, daddy, daddy, ew. There's something weird about that. Do not call your man daddy. Shadow beggars manifest as chronic dependence, lack of belief in your own abilities. That sounds like Daddy. Like Wendy Williams depended upon her. Yes, he's a Kevin Hunter. And remember, these men are in the same age bracket, right? Daddy is something that that age bracket would have done. I'm in that age bracket, but I never called my man daddy. I can't. I can't. I got married when my daddy was still alive. How the fuck? My dad would have been like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I would have been like, "What? Girl, you got one daddy." I know. Are you weird? Like he would have said that to me. Are you weird? I'd be like, no, Dad. Don't call no man daddy. I'm like, okay, Dad. But I couldn't because my dad was alive. I'm just talking about being in my era, right? But I guess Monique didn't have a dad, so maybe it makes sense to her, right? Do you see what I mean? Maybe if you don't have a dad, then it makes more sense to you. Doesn't Mia call her man daddy? That's a no for me. It's a no for me too. I can't. I can't. Daddy, daddy. Shadow Beggar manifests as chronic dependence, and he is chronically dependent upon her. Lack of belief in his own ability. All right, that's Beggar. Upside down Beggar. Dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. But he has a big mouth with Monique and makes Monique think that her big mouth is her words. It ain't. It's daddy. All right, child. Hi, CW. I didn't have one and it freaks me out. Maybe because you're a younger generation. And maybe that's it. Maybe your generation can't imagine it. Can candles eliminate negative energy? Yes, it can. Every time I go into my family room, I get pain in my body. My grandson is. You're not making sense, Joanne. Call me for a reading, all right? But candles can eliminate negative energy. It can. Um, there are herbs that can help facilitate that. It's not just the candles, the herbs. But if there is some mental illness in a family, I would definitely tell you to find a counselor first. Family's room, I get pains in my body. My grandson, it's all mental. I don't understand. Are you saying that your grandson is mental, sweetie? I don't understand. But yes, candles can do a lot. I mean, a lot. This is what I do for a living. Um, but don't be afraid to book me for a reading. 213-458-7408. But I'm not really understanding, so I don't know if you're still typing. But I just need to know, are you saying that your son has mental issues? Or are you saying the negativity in your room is making your grandson mental? Maybe that's what you're saying? Because, by the way, um, negative energy can make you mental if you don't know how to deal with it. And if you're I need to do another reading. I'm starting another business. Yes! I'm so proud of that. Yes. Listen, always reinvent yourself, Destiny. Always. Always reinvent yourself. Okay? He says it's all in my head. Oh, your grandson is saying you're the crazy one. Got it. Um, I don't believe that you are crazy. I think things are changing around you and you might be forced. to wake up to um, the metaphysical world. That's what I think. And I think you're looking at it as if it's negative when you need to look at the fact that something changed within you and you're now responding to metaphysical stuff out there in the world. Oh, AB says best of luck with your new business. Aw. Um, aw. Yeah. But I believe, hi, Miss Kimberly, I believe that you should always reinvent yourself, Destiny. Sometimes one business is just to prove to yourself that you could do a business. And the next business, I mean, if you look at Jeff Bezos, right? It was it Jeff Bezos? He jumped from job to job to job to job to job, even though I don't like Amazon. I don't like Amazon, but was it Jeff Bezos now I'm thinking about it? Or was it Steve Jobs? You know, they all kind of resemble each other in old age. Um, who was it that jumped from job to job to job until he found the niche? Doesn't really matter. I don't like Amazon, period. But if that's his story, then that's his story. I can't change his story because I don't like him. But one of those high profile people jumped from this to that to this to that until they found the niche that worked for them. Oh, thank you, Vid Game Checks. Oh my God, you're so adorable. Oh, I never recommend tarot cards. You always have to go with your feeling. Just, you'll know. Sometimes just the cover of decks will draw you to something. Don't drive yourself crazy. Just don't never drive yourself crazy because the metaphysical world is all about feeling and trusting your feelings and going with that. If you pick the wrong one, guess what? There's 1,000 others out there. Give it to somebody and pick a new one. Oh, thank you, John. Thank you. Look at you. I love when my men come through. Still one of my favorite decks, right? This is one of my favorite decks too. It's an all-female deck. One of my favorites too. All right, guys. Look how easy we can talk into tarot and metaphysical stuff. We really love talking about that stuff. So we got to do this more often. All right, everyone. Don't go see the reading. It's not worth it. I love you all. Daddy is controlling Monique's brain. She's like a wind-up doll. So what can you do? Sherry and Whitney, you two did nothing wrong. Nothing. You know, if you notice, even when Sherry was talking, she kind of got exhausted. She was like, oh man, but she's always arguing with somebody. Like she was kind of exhausted as she was saying it. My last chiropractic visit was good. Turns out I got one more week to do because they needed to do x-rays. So next week is my last week. Whatever. All right, guys. I love you. Ah, I love you guys. Hey, Emma. Thank you, Tracy. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you, everyone. You know, it's all fun and games until Monique and Daddy go left. Stay right, people. I love you guys. Take it easy. Bye.
Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.